Okay. Bonds,
She did, we did all that today. You said,
is all set.
This place is just.
Well, I mentioned to Peg, make sure he doesn't go over 30 hours.
I did his booklet and she enabled the phone and we went through a tutorial of Square today.
It's, they had about 8 boats down there last week.
He said he might go down tomorrow, but it might rain, so he'll definitely be there on Saturday.
Maybe, one of those Saturday and
So
Sunday.
for this meeting, but
It's
he
nice
had
if
off
you're on
and then.
Friday.
we're gonna-
Maybe they're on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
And mostly seasonal mix this time. All that. Just like people rushing to work and then rushing home.
Yeah.
And then there's.
What is it? Record.
On the, right behind the town clerk.
Oh, we're out of them. Yeah, have a seat and I'll print some more.
Oh, they're right here. Exactly.
No, it's okay.
Oh, I see it now.
No.
I had to make copies.
Oh, oh, okay. You sure? Yeah, we'll wait. We'll use somebody else's.
Just now.
Yeah. So that's his recording on the. So we can start meeting like that. It's now 7 o'clock, so we will call the meeting to order, please. We all rise for this salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman DeGroot,
Here.
Councilwoman Hayner,
Here.
Councilman Secreto.
Here.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Here.
Supervisor Quigley.
Here, thank you. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
None from me.
No, sir.
I have one. It is a presentation of a resolution granting site plan approval for iPark 87 East Campus, project 908. It is on Enterprise Drive and Voices Lane. Resolution is being presented for public review tonight. There will not be a vote, or this matter will not be taken up by the town board for discussion tonight either. Okay, so we will just recognize that at the end of the new business. Okay. Public discussion on agenda items, and what I'd like to ask for, to let everyone know for clarity. The town policy is that we ask when you come up that you let us know who you are and where you live. And we'd like you to also limit it to 3 minutes, and we will be keeping a timer, and we'll let you know when the 3 minutes is up. So at the beginning of the meeting, the public discussion is for items that are on the agenda only. So is there anyone that would like to speak right now about agenda items? Okay, seeing no one rushing to the front, we will move on to the next thing. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the March 7th and 21st meetings that were in your packet.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
It's been moved in second. Is there any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Ms. Reedy, are there any comments that?
No communications this evening, sir.
Okay, our next order of business will be the presentation of the abstract of claims put together by our comptroller. It's included in your packet, and it has a total of $1,431,687.43. I need a motion that we accept this.
I'll make the motion to accept it.
I'll second.
It's been moved and accepted. Is there any questions or comments? No questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passed. Sue, you'd like to make the presentation? No, not today. At this point in our agenda, we have the department head reports. Since John made eye contact with me, John, you get to first.
Fun. Been a busy 3 months for the water department. We've had a total of 6 water breaks, 133 service calls, 45 markouts. We painted the entire Ulster water plant. Completed all required testing for this year so far. We flushed hydrants in Bright Acres and cleaned the upper storage tank. We also flushed hydrants in the Glenary Water District. And that pretty much sums it up.
Do you have any concerns or anything else we need to be aware of? Or these-
Nothing that you don't already,
Okay.
Know about it.
Yeah, we're up to speed, so good.
any questions?
No, mild winter helped us out pretty good this year.
Oh, yeah, we only had 6.
6
Normally
breaks.
we get 15, 18.
Yeah.
So I'll take it.
Yeah, thanks, John.
All right.
And I got to witness a few of those water breaks and everyone works together. I think I said in another meeting, but everybody worked really well
Yep.
together, so thank you. Thanks, John. Warren, since you're not looking at me, you can be next.
I'm not sure that's Warren.
I think that's Warren. Who's this handsome man approaching the podium?
Excuse me if I'm not awake.
Supervisor, deputy members of the board. So staffing is getting better. My new inspector should be field ready within the next week or so, which is a big relief. Things going on in the town. We have Dunkin' Donuts South location. It's going to start some interior renovations and a facade update. LL Bean is progressing with an opening in early May, in case you missed the press release. Firehouse Productions have started their interior renovations on a recently purchased buildings, Voices Lane, the old United Healthcare. Wendy's is also preparing to start minor interior renovations and a facade update. Walmart is nearing the end of their interior renovations, something about a grand reopening. They never closed. Always Moving and Storage has relocated to the old Sears location. Residency is renovating all rooms and hallways. Courtyard by Marriott has completed all their interior renovations. Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall is starting on infrastructure and construction should start next week. Woods Road Solar contacted, they should be applying for a permit shortly. That's the solar farm at the end of Woods Road behind Campers Barn. iPark 87 is moving forward. They have approximately 25% of the roof deck removed from building 001. No, I did not go in the building. I had them take drone footage. To date, we've issued 146 permits, 66 certificates of occupancy, 12 certificates of compliance, and have processed 8 planning board and 4 zoning board submissions. I could go on forever. That's,
You don't want to.
I don't either. Any
No.
recent
Any
concerns?
questions or Comments for him at all once here?
Thank you.
Thank you, Warren.
I talk regularly.
He picked
Just
Frank.
tag somebody.
Right.
Frank, oh, you're it, Frank. No.
Good evening. I'll first start out with our crew. Our crew is healthy and doing well. The 2 new employees that we hired recently are working out quite well. They're adapting to the way we handle things. They did replace 2 individuals that retired. The winter, well, I hope I could finally say it's over. We did have a mild winter. We had 9 storms. Totaling 16.5 inches of snow compared to last year's 13 storms with 33 inches of snow. The average is 47 for us. We had a 45% decrease in the usage of salt compared to last year, We also saved on wear and tear, overtime fuel and cutting edges and other equipment that are used on the plows. On the equipment side, we purchased purchased and received our new pavers, so we're getting that ready. We have purchased and are waiting for delivery of our new roadside mower, hopefully in the next 30 days. The mower's here and we're just waiting for the attachment for the side. In March of 2022, we ordered 2 more single axle plow trucks. They just got to Albany after 2 years. Yeah, they finally found it. We actually went up, took a look at them today. They look good. Hopefully within the next week or two, they'll be getting moved to the upfitter, which is only a couple miles away from where the trucks are currently. And they'll be putting on their plows, wings and the bodies. The parks, the docks have been installed for the season at Ryder Park. We've done some cleanup work and stone work along the shoreline, both at Ryder and Post Park. We've taken a few trees down at Ryder Park that were rotted and ready to fall. But we also assisted with the spring cleanup of Post Park. All many parks have been mulched around the playground equipment with the exception of Halcyon Park. We have to finish that yet. Transfer station, everything's running well. I've reached out to the Ulster County RRA regarding improving the quality of our recycling. They will be supplying us with handouts to hand out to the users of the transfer station. So hopefully we can clean that up a little bit and we can get a good report back from them in a couple months. Working together, I'd like to thank all the other department heads and their workers for assisting us in whatever is needed. I'd also like to thank the supervisor and the entire town board for giving us the tools that we need to perform the job. So I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
No questions for Frank? No, thanks, Frank.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, Deputy Supervisor, Town Board members. Looking forward to a successful 2024. I'd like to first address the public relative to the article in the paper regarding our staffing. At last board meeting, board approved the resignation of 3 full-time officers. I want to make the public aware, rest assured, there hasn't been no decrease in services or coverage to our patrol staff relative to those resignations. As they do affect us, the additional hiring we've done with approval of the board over the last several years has definitely come to pay off. We just moved 3 part-time members from their part-time status into the full-time status to cover those three openings. So I want to appreciate the board's willingness over the last year and a half to allow us to increase our part-time staff that came to head and was definitely useful during this time period. With that, we have and planning on not resting. We are continuously recruiting. I along with my members have attended meet and greet at the local police academy just last week. That's the academy that runs twice a year at the SUNY Ulster. So it's encouraging. We have 2 potential hires as well as additional applicants that we received from that meeting. Furthermore, we did attend, my staff and I did attend a career job fair at Kingston High School last week. I was surprised, first one I ever attended. We did talk to young and old. I would say I talked to a handful of applicants or potential applicants that are looking for a career change, as well as we talked to a younger generation about the potential of entering into law enforcement. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience, and hopefully we did hand out applications there. Hopefully we'll see some return with potential hires in the near future. Going forward, my current staff is working diligently and hard every day. We tried to maintain our presence, not throughout the busy business district, but into the community as well. As I understand, as people would like to see a police car more often, We cover 26 square miles with a minimum of 3 officers per shift. So we do the best we can. Should you need a car, never hesitate to reach out to us. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you feel like you're not getting the attention you deserve, feel free to reach out to me directly and I'll direct patrols accordingly. Spring is here. On that note, we do get a lot of complaints within the neighborhoods regarding speeding vehicles and traffic concerns. The speed trailer is functioning and ready to be deployed. I just had a little bit issue with the charging. That seems to be rectified and I'll be able to get that out as soon as possible. Other than that, I want to thank everybody for all the support throughout 2023. I do want to present to the town clerk at the last Police Matters meeting. I did present my 2023 year-end report. If it's okay with the board, I'd like to present it to the town clerk to post it on the town website for the public to view regarding our statistics and some things that we occurred in 2023.
Please note, we're all nodding our heads.
Do we need a motion?
If you want electronically, Susie, I can give it to you electronically too. So,
Okay, this is good. Oh, yeah, thanks.
other than that, any questions, concerns?
We have a walkout tomorrow.
Yes, duly noted, public's invited. Detective Trapanese, who's been a longstanding detective here, currently came here in 2007, is retiring after 20 years of service tomorrow. We're having a walkout ceremony at 3 p.m. Everyone's invited. He is definitely a skill set we're going to miss, I can tell you that.
I do have two questions. One, you were mentioning the job fair. Do you think that it would ever be valuable for the town to send people to that? Or other than police, like, we're looking for people often, like, for staffing parks or.
I've seen a variety of employers there, from supermarkets to banks to YMCA.
Okay, so
There's a wide array of, my daughter, I had my daughter come, she turned 16 today. So I had my daughter come because I need her to find employment.
Does she cut grass?
I wish she picked up on that skill set because her father surely likes to.
And one other thing we had discussed, you were talking about the speed trailer. You were going to try to work something out, as has been talked in a couple of weeks about Quail Drive. You were going to put something up there, maybe at the season to monitor it.
Yes, that's the first destination on my list. Superintendent Petremont and I have been in conversation. I will reach out to him either tomorrow or early next week and we'll get that set up.
See, that was the turnout, not just with you at the job fair, but for the whole section that was there.
Relative to attendees,
Yeah,
I don't have an exact number. I would say a few hundred people had attended. I was trying to get around to all the booths myself. There was a federal agency there that offered me employment, rest assured. I have no intent to leave. I'm very happy in my current position and would like to continue on. But it was funny, I was there looking for employees and he was there looking for employees like me, so there was benefits to everybody there.
We got a handful of applicants. Chief.
What's that?
Did you say we had a handful of applicants?
I can guess we handed out at least 6 applications at that job fair. So we're hoping to at least get 6 back. And then the background process for employees, obviously in the law enforcement field, is very extensive. Not everybody makes it. That does apply. But the more applicants, the better chance we do of having qualified candidates.
Were they high school students?
Some were high school students, some were current.
I'm asking because I have a foundation that we can actually fund a scholarship, so.
Yes, there was a couple, and I do remember you mentioned that to me. So if we do get anybody
in the
that's
next week or
interested,
so,
I'll,
I have to let them know by the 30th. Okay.
gotcha. I'll keep you in mind.
Okay, thanks.
but we also have the academy. People coming out of there. too.
Yes, and that's where the one meet and greet was last week. Those are already initially entered into the law enforcement field. What they're looking for is phase 2, which is the second step of that police academy, which they need to be hired by law enforcement agencies. So not only did we attend, but obviously we're in competition to every other local agency that's also looking for manpower as well.
Any other questions? No.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sue, under the department of reports, did you already give a question?
I usually do, but it's, the only thing I could report is tax collection, which I do periodically.
I'll save your call.
I like that. You were
Oh, here we go.
very proactive.
We got the mic on there. Good evening Supervisor and Town Board. So the Ulster Sewer Department is at 100% staff. That's a good thing for us. At the plant, we've been very busy. We've got a UV project, take 2 underway. We've completed design bidding. The equipment has been delivered. The construction is underway. TAM Enterprises won the award for the construction. LHV is casting a channel and sumps for the UV system. Benson Crane will be setting, they won the bid on crane service, they will be setting the precast. Kester Associate and the town of Ulster staff will be installing the UV equipment and testing it, starting up, making sure everything works. Other improvements at the plant were we replaced 2 influent pumps, which have been in service since 1999. So that's a good run on those pieces. In the collection system, we've done a lot of work. Right now, we're experiencing a lot of I&I throughout the collection system, which is infiltration and inflow into the system. That's water leaking in, that costs capacity and money to treat that water inflow. We've got a couple different programs that we eliminate the leaks with. So we grout manholes, we repair sewer mains with a fiberglass repair system. And we also do flow studying and videoing of all of these sewer mains and lines, especially in the problematic areas. We just also sent our camera system. So the camera and the tractor was purchased in 2012. That just got sent in for a full service overhaul. That has been working very well for us since 2012 with no maintenance history, but we had a little bit of an air leak, so we sent it in for a full reseal. Other than that, we've had a lot of rain this year already, and the reservoir discharge is up and doesn't seem to ever go back down. And that has caused groundwater to be elevated in all of our interceptor areas, which we've experienced higher flows than we ever have before. And that's a direct correlation to the higher lower surface water levels. So, yeah, other than that, that's about it. Anybody have any questions?
Questions or comments?
How long does that camera last for? The one that you just sent to have resealed?
We purchased it in 2012.
Right.
And that was the first time we've done anything. So 12 years since we've had any service to it. The camera systems, it's pretty cool. You can come down and check it out, but we drop it down into the sewer mains, we drive up. It's got telescoping scissor lift function. The camera can fully rotate. It can pan, tilt, zoom, do all kinds of cool stuff. It's got 1,000 feet of cable, so we can
Get in there.
survey a lot of sewer mains.
Do they last like 20 years or something, or what do they normally last? I know you're not old enough to tell us how long.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know.
I'm hoping to get it at least 20 years out of
Okay.
them. I mean, the thing is, it's based on a computer system, so, you know, eventually, yeah, I mean, right now, we're at, you know, there's a lot newer stuff out there. A lot faster survey equipment. Now they utilize a lot of panoramic type technology where they drive down the main as fast as possible. And they got a camera on the front and the back, and it takes snapshots as it goes and pieces it all together. And that's a lot of the newer technology, but
Just wondering how
Yeah.
long, that's all,
Hopefully,
for the
hopefully,
budget, just. saying.
hopefully another 12 years.
Okay.
But, yeah, all right, thanks.
Thanks.
Have any other departments that we have? No, I don't think anyone else is here. Okay. One of the things I've noticed in the opportunity I have to get around the different departments is that whether it's the water department, which I did witness the total painting, it looks fantastic. But you can go through every department, they're all well maintained. And then we're trying to do our best over the years. The town board's done a great job making sure that, I think as Frank has mentioned a couple of times, that trying to make sure everybody's got the tools and equipment that are needed to do the job, to provide services that are of high quality to the citizens. So I think we're all very appreciative of the work that everyone does. So, yeah, Susie, you said you had nothing else you want to say? Yeah, thanks. Because she gives the clerk. report.
Yeah,
If you
very
want to
much.
say something,
That's okay.
all right. Feel free.
I will take a pass. Yeah.
All right. Move on to the business presentation of the town clerk's monthly report for the month of March 2024. Anything we need to bring to our attention?
No?
Okay, it's been presented. Does anybody want to make a motion to accept that?
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved and
I'll second.
seconded. It's moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That passes. We have a motion to authorize the supervisor and deputy supervisor to sign an engineering agreement with Vernier and Larios PC for the design and engineering of improvements to the Dogwood Street sewer main. Jim, would you like to give any background on this one?
As part of the Hyde Park 87 development project, they are challenged with a disposal of the waste on site. So what has been proposed is that they connect to the Dogwood Street sewer line, which will need to be improved to handle the capacity that they are expecting from full build out, along with the capacity that is required in the town to support the current collection system originating on Ulster Avenue and draining into the Voices Lane main. I would request a modification to the motion, and I would ask that this project, this engineering agreement and this expenditure be designated as an ARPA project under the town's ARPA grant.
Make a note then to modify this to have the funds come from the ARPA money. Everybody's noted that? Okay. So you got that?
Yes.
Okay. So with that, I entertain a motion that we accept this.
I will make that motion.
It's been moved. Any moved and seconded? Any questions or more further comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The next one is a motion to set a public hearing for the Spring Lake Sewer District Phase 2 Final Performance Review for the NYS Office of Community Renewal CDBG Program Funds, Project 1159 PR 162-22 for Thursday, May 2nd, 2024 at 7:10 PM.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Then move the second, all in favor, please.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We have a motion to authorize Court Clerk Kozanowski and Otera Burt to attend a DWI seminar April 25th at the Ship Management Inn in Milton, New York. Need a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Moved second,
Second.
then moved and seconded, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We have a resolution which has been modified since it was first put on the public site. And that has to do with resolution requesting New York State DOT to change the yield sign at Town Hall Drive and Route 209 westbound exit ramp to a stop sign. And that is the yield sign that is right out here. Because Route 209 and 199, 209 dumps right off onto the lane. Brought to our attention that that is a red yield sign. And for those of most of us that didn't know, a red yield sign is actually a stop yield sign, not a slow down yield sign. So we are going to, according to this resolution, resolve that the town of Ulster town clerk is hereby authorized to write a letter to Region 8 New York State DOT traffic engineer requesting that the red yield sign be replaced with a stop sign at the intersection of Town Hall Drive and the exit ramp from the West Pound 209. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Now I feel guilty as I go up to that now. So I motion to accept that.
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved to second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? It's approved. The next is a resolution to appoint a new assessor. Resolution acknowledging the resignation of the town Ulster assessor and appointing a new assessor. I'd like to read this one. April 18th, 2024, whereas the town board of the town of Ulster appointed Miranda Burholtz as the assessor for the town of Ulster, and whereas the appointment of Miranda Burholtz was effective January 1st, 2024, and she said appointment was to serve out the balance of a 6-year term, which commenced on October 1st, 2019. And whereas Miranda Burholtz had submitted a letter of resignation from the office of assessor to the town of Ulster effective March 15th, 2024. And whereas the town board acknowledged the receipt of the resignation, which was filed with the town clerk, and thanked Miranda Burholtz for her service of the town. And whereas the town has a critical need for an assessor during the second quarter of 2024 to, among other things, receive process tax exemptions applications for property owners by the taxable status date and prepare and distribute notices to property owners regarding changes in assessment. Whereas the assessor of the town of Ulster needs to immediately file so the assessor can be available to the citizens for the grievance day. Whereas Daniel Baker II, a current New York State certified assessor, has expressed his desire to be appointed to fill the vacancy in the assessor of the town of Ulster. Whereas the town board desires to appoint Daniel B. Baker as the assessor for the town of Ulster to fill the unexpired term of Miranda Burholtz ending on September 30th, 2025. Now therefore be resolved that the town of Ulster hereby appoints Daniel P. Baker II as sole appointed assessor, part-time at a salary of $30,000 per year for the town of Ulster for the unexpired term ending September 30th, 2025, effective April 22nd, 2024, and be it further resolved that said appointment is subject to the approval and qualifications of the Ulster County Civil Service Office and approval of said appointment by the New York State Office of the Real Property Tax Service. Now the motion to accept that.
Make a motion to hire Daniel Baker as our assessor.
Second, please.
I'll second that.
There's been a motion, a second. Any questions or comments? There's no questions or comments. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman DeGroot,
Yeah.
Councilwoman Hayner,
Yeah.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you.
And Rocco, we have a person, Mel Form, you'll take care of getting that signed and over. The next one is in bigger print, so I can read it faster. This resolution appointing Matthew Sabia as deputy assessor, department head overseeing the assessor's office. Whereas Miranda Burholtz, town assessor, resigned from the office of town assessor on or about March 15th. Whereas Miranda was a town official who served as a department head, whereas it's necessary to appoint a new department head, whereas Matthew is an experienced assessor who has served as sole assessor for multiple towns in the Hudson Valley. Now therefore be it resolved that the position of deputy assessor is hereby established effective immediately, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to follow the requirements with civil service. You can read all that. Resolved that the town of Ulster board hereby appoints Matthew Sabia as department head with the title of deputy assessor, subject to the approval of the Ulster County Civil Service, overseeing the assessor's office effective immediately. Rocco, the appointment.
I'll make the motion for hire that deputy.
I'll make the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I failed, Rocco, I failed to read what the salary is and what this.
No, that's,
It's all.
that's all in that resolution.
We're glad to welcome Daniel, served this town in the past, and we're glad to have him back. And we look forward to working with Matthew. We'll have an opportunity to be here to make a presentation for the next department head meeting. So the next action is the iPark one that you brought up.
Yes, there's a resolution that has been distributed for presentation. Resolution grants site plan approval for iPark 87 East Campus. Project 908 at Enterprise Drive in Boyce's Lane. This is for public dissemination. It will be published on the town's website and considered at the next town board meeting.
Anyone have any questions about that or anything? It's all available there. Look it over and we'll get our questions back when the time comes. Moving on to old business. Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign amendment number 1 to contract number 2023 00000199 agreement for the Town of Ulster Sewer and Water Extension Subaward Agreement, extending time allowed to complete the contract. All the documents are in our package. I need a motion to accept this.
So moved.
Motion moved and seconded. Any conversation or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Unanimous. Next one. Motion to rescind motion 2024 M087, authorizing a $1,500 per month stipend to Judge Flood Myers for call-out coverage, retro to April 1st, 2024. Motion to accept this.
Oh, I'll make that.
I'll second that too.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Hearing nothing, it's unanimous. Thank you. Pass. Motion to authorize the supervisor, deputy supervisor to sign amendment number 1 to the contract 2023, a bunch of 0674 DWI high visibility campaign agreement with the county of Ulster. Chief, this has to do with the extension of the DWI program.
It's a high visibility grant. There was possibly additional funding when they originally awarded the first amount. Since we spent the beginning amount, but we proposed to them to add additional, and that's what this is.
Okay. Need a motion to accept that?
I'll make that motion. I'll second that.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, fantastic. We have discussion regarding the staffing at Ryder Park for the 2024 season. Rocco. Anybody else?
Yep, anybody else that wants to jump in? I mean, I've mentioned in the last 3 meetings that we're having a hard time getting people to put applications in to work at Ryder Park and Post Park. At least we don't want to do is send somebody down there on overtime, so if you know anyone out there that wants to work, I mean, we have to fill 12 to 13 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday. All right, so we're looking to fill those hours. Possibility of working 4 hours and then maybe 5 hours and another 4-hour shift or whatever, just to fill hours. So if you know anybody out there, 18 years old, I'd like to have, because we have to run lawnmowers down there, weed whackers. But
So there's work involved. It's not just.
yeah, it's not just sitting around. The pavilion is busy both days, Saturday and Sunday. So I mean, you have to empty the garbage, make sure the kitchen's ready to go, bathrooms are clean. I mean, our parks, Frankie did a great job at both parks. We'd like to keep them that way, so the staff has to be a good, energetic person to work.
And you all be working together with the town clerk to
Yes.
know what those hours are that we're trying to fill, and the personnel committee is going to work to expedite processing those applicants when they come through, so that we can make sure that our parks are up and ready to go and staffed well, because we do need people there that do a good job. Okay. There's no other business, okay? We will now go to the public comment section. This section allows for public comment on anything that you want to communicate to the board. Again, as we remind everybody, we try to do for quite some time, there's a 3-minute limit. We ask you to tell us who you are and where you live. And we're welcoming any comments from anyone, please. Microphone is now yours. Yes, Kate. And if you have copies of the document you're gonna present, we appreciate that too.
I did good here for you. Thanks.
Caitlin Sanders, Town of Ulster resident. SoapsCreekNeighbors.com has a total of 321 subscribers across Instagram, Facebook, and our blog. It is my understanding that one of your board members mistakenly conflated these voices with my neighborhood organization. Luckily, this only served to bring neighbors closer together because everyone I spoke to expressed gratitude and appreciation for my advocacy in bringing these dangerous issues to light. Not only did they offer a heartfelt apology with how the situation was handled, but many members of that organization, including even some board members, signed the Protect East Opus Creek petition that I'm presenting to you today. So today, even though the petition is only 1 week old, I'm delivering to you 203 signatures, most of which live in Glenary Lake Park, Katrine Lane, Brigham Lane, along the Opus Creek, or who care about the creek and our safety. Hundreds of people recognize that Central Hudson still has a job to finish, implementing site improvements and to mitigate our safety concerns over their recent oil spill and the stormwater issues they created that threaten our homes and the CSX tracks. Hundreds recognize that the town of Ulster has a responsibility to formally answer, without a doubt, before anything is approved, the question of whether Bread Alone's expansion will have cumulative impact to the air noise and light pollution and flooding problems we've endured for the last 4 years. In the meantime, we look forward to the April 29th meeting here at Town Hall at 7 p.m. to answer questions from Bread Alone, and we thank townofulstercitizens.org for facilitating that meeting. We will also be attending the County Planning Board meeting on May 1st at 7 p.m. at the County Court Building to shed new light on the issues we're facing with this proposed project and the history of the project site. Lastly, if I may, no citizen should ever feel like they're being targeted for coming forward with legitimate concerns. We are confident under this new Town of Ulster Board administration that every resident will be treated with the utmost respect and fairness, and their concerns will be taken seriously no matter their race, gender, or economic status. That said, it would go a long way if the board were to reaffirm their commitment to those principles to make sure everyone is on the same page. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to speak? Anyone else would like to speak this evening? All right, seeing that no one else.
Motion to adjourn.
Is the motion to adjourn the second? All in favor? Oh, excuse me, wait a minute. We don't have a motion to adjourn. It was concerned that we had to go to executive session. Is that still real?
Okay.
Okay, there is.
And if you make something, we're going to.
Sure, we didn't vote, so come on. In the future, don't be so timid, just run to the mic.
Yeah, I'm careful. I have a broken arm, so I have to take it easy. I'm Ingeborg Payman and I live on Elizabeth Landy Drive for 50 years. And we were very happy up there. But recently there are a lot of things going on. First of all, we are reading in the paper about this dispensary for marijuana on the bottom in those bubbles. They were also mentioning another one on Washington Avenue somewhere, so I'm not very clear where that would be. So we are worried about, first of all, there are some residential houses right close by. There's also the motel across the street with young mothers and little children. And so we would like to get a little bit enlightened what is really going on. Is this property sold already or is still on sale? I mean, there's a big sign. It doesn't say sold. And so we want to find out what is going on. That's one problem. We have another problem that we discussed here a couple of years ago about all the garbage that's coming from these two motels where all these homeless people and other people are living. There is on City View Terrace, the whole road is full of garbage. They leave their whole garbage bags. They go into town and come back with a shopping car, leave the shopping car on the road. And I mean, it's just, and then the motel up there is up on the hill. Mr. Quickly, perhaps knows his neighborhood. The whole garbage comes down from the top and is spread all over the neighborhood. Then they had recently an arrest made up in that King's Motel from some character who did something in Ellenville with two others. The two others, they arrested right away, and 2, 3 days later, I read in the paper that they arrested the third person up in the King's Hotel. So, I mean, we don't know what's going on. I don't know if there is supervision for these people, that somebody looks up. I drive up there every so often. You see a lot of people. You see the garbage, they all smoke. I don't know what it is. And we just are getting a little nervous what's going on in our neighborhood.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, without seeing anyone else who's raising their hand, there's been a motion to adjourn. It was seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you all for being here.